welcome to Phoenix Shogi. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different and play some Shogi boards. I also got a request to do some, interactive kind of Let's Play styles, and I thought it'd be fun to try to get all of the effects and things. All the castles, all the strategies. So we're going to do that. Let's start with a 10-minute game. Probably edit this part out later. Alright, Gote. Onegaishimasu. So, I'm pretty sure I won't get to do this later. I'm almost certainly going to lose. But I thought, if I'm going for 100%, we should start out with the Muteki Gakoi, the invincible castle, as it were. It's called that as a joke. Obviously, it's a terrible castle. You should not ever play this way. But here we go. So here I'm gonna try to kind of actually win. I'm gonna develop this into the duck. Now my king actually has, breathing space. I develop my rook. I push this pawn so that I can move the bishop over. Now we can also play Ahiru Gakoi, which is the duck castle. It looks very goofy, but the whole point is that I want to exchange big pieces at some point. And there's no place to drop in my camp. The enemy maybe has a couple spaces to drop, depending on where they go next. They're probably very confused about my opening strategy, and I'm very sorry to whoever this is. We're going to make a dragon now, because this pawn isn't protected. I'm not sure what they'll do next. Maybe pull this silver back. That's probably what I would do. I'd get the dragon out of their camp. Oh no, they're gonna... Okay. I think I have to capture this. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but I probably should. They don't have any pawns in hand, so this doesn't really do much. I'm actually gonna open up the bishop's movement over here next. You wouldn't normally do this when playing Duck Castle, because the point is you want like this wall of pawns, but I mean, we started the game with the invincible castle, so things are very goofy. I imagine they're... Okay, so now they're going to build a high Mino. I didn't mention this, but they're playing 4th file rook, the Mino castle. It's very standard. My strategy is very confusing. It doesn't make a lot of sense, so you might as well make more of a castle. Okay, so I've made a dragon, which is great, but I need to actually get it into the action, into the battle. So let's see, I don't see any like bishop drop forks immediately, so I'm gonna push this pawn and open up the bishops, and if they capture, I'll just have a misplaced gold. This is fine. And then now I can move my dragon into the battle, hopefully. They still might pull the silver back, but... Oh, okay, no, they're just gonna ignore it, so that's great. If I capture this knight, there's nothing they can do with a spooky bishop drop, so I'm gonna take more material. Now the silver comes back. Okay, so again, no bishop drops. I'll go ahead and take this lance while retreating. Okay, this is a good move. They're aiming to exchange the pawn here so that they can activate the rook. It's a pretty good plan. Um, I think I've been wanting to play this bishop drop. See, so they needed to pull this gold up here because this pawn is undefended, so I can play a move. Ooh, but if I play this move, they could pull the rook back and then... Well, then I can drop the lance, maybe? It's tricky, I don't know. If they pull the rook back, the bishop will be pinned to my dragon, and I don't want that. I could go this way instead. And they block with the silver. No, they wouldn't do that. Maybe they run the rook this way, and then I can pull the dragon in a little closer. There's also this nice knight fork here at some point, maybe? Actually, I have a fun idea. Okay, I'm gonna take this pawn. And they're gonna recapture, I assume. Oh, no, they're not. Oh, nice fork. Okay. I was kind of wondering. I misinterpreted their move here. Well done, well done. Okay, so I don't want to lose my dragon, obviously. I think, actually, this is a nice way to do this. I get my nice fork here, and also cut off the line to my dragon. So, you know, I still want my fork, so I'm gonna, again, just get in the way of the horse's line here. Okay, they take the lance, so I want to take the gold because it's part of their castle. And the more of their castle I can kind of break up, the better. If they take with the gold, I actually have mate in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they have to take with the rook, yeah. And if they take with the rook, do I have anything sneaky here? So I got a dragon. I'm thinking about endgame, right? I want to see if I can mate quickly. Ooh. Alright, so this is cool. The silver is the only piece defending this gold, so I can play a move like... I don't know if I want to do that though. I'm gonna play this move. If they capture the lance here, I can take this gold, and then I'll be attacking the rook as well. I'll actually still be threatening mate. It's kind of a basic castle destruction technique. This is the weakest point of the Mino castle. And so with my dragon on the back rank here, if I can drop a bishop here, it cuts through their breathing space, so they have to move over. Oh, they're gonna ignore me, okay. I'm 90% certain they don't have mate, so we're gonna play Semei and see what happens. I'm gonna walk away slowly. Okay, so this is checkmate now, actually. So I drop the bishop here. They have to run to the square, it's their only option. Then I can drop a gold on their head. They have to capture with the knight because the gold's protected by the bishop. And this lets me play here because the king's head is blocked. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you for the game. And also I'm very sorry, but thank you for allowing me to get some of the hardest castles out of the way in this first video. I appreciate the game. Let's do a quick review. Okay, so don't don't play like I played. I'm just doing this for the sake of getting 100% completion. This is the Muteki, the invincible castle. It's terrible. The reason, okay, so there's several reasons it's bad. The first one is the king and rook are right next to each other, so you can attack both of them at the same time. Bad, violating one of our earliest proverbs. The other reason is these golds are only defended by the king, which means if you could get like a bishop and a silver, let's say, or something, you have two pieces attacking this gold, it's mate immediately. Because the third reason is that the king has 0 escape squares. So it's like the weakness of Oniguma with none of the strong points of Oniguma. It's a bad castle, don't do it. But we managed to get our stickers, and that's all that mattered. I didn't want to lose in my first video, so I decided to make Ahiragakoi, the duck castle, while my opponent just sort of developed a normal kind of fourth file rook opening. If we look at their play, it's much nicer. But I actually say this pawn push is unnecessary here. So my bishop hasn't been opened, so there's no reason to close their bishop. I think they're just playing like some memorized joseki, probably. Fourth file rook. You can see they pull the silver out, and here they actually could have started the fight maybe a little early, or I feel like just playing third file rook in this situation would have been better if they really wanted to play swinging rook, just because it allows them to get this exchange off early, get a pawn in hand. But I think because they had no idea what I was doing, they just decided to play their routine joseki. I'm not attacking them anytime soon, so they can just kind of vibe, make a full Mino castle, and then get the king into the castle. That's important. I get my headless duck castle. And then I attack the key weak point. Very basic idea. They should have pulled the silver back here. This would have stopped me from making a dragon. But the dragon isn't terribly scary because it can't actually get anywhere right now. And then here, actually, this fork that they played later, they had no. I was looking at a king dragon fork. There weren't any of those, but what I didn't pay attention to, and I really should have, was the dragon and the gold being on the same file. But they played this pawn move first, and this also is unnecessary. I think I didn't notice in game because I was trying to narrate and all that, but they could just get the rook active right now by taking this pawn. I mean, really the bishop fork would be better, but if they pulled the rook out, captured this free pawn, they could maybe even swing over here and take this pawn, but they'd have, an active rook as opposed to kind of getting in their own rook's way, which is what they're doing right now. So capture the pawn, then they do this nice fork. This is kind of a two-purpose move. It's always good to try and do more than one thing with a move that you're playing. So if I can fork the generals and then also block the bishop, that's a little bit better than just blocking the bishop with a move like... I mean, the lance might have been a pretty good choice too, because they actually don't have anything in hand, so they'd have to block with a general. But the problem with that is then, if I capture the general, now my dragon's lost, and I don't want to lose my dragon. It's my key attacking piece. So the knight works out here because I know that they're going to take the gold after. Make a horse. That's much better than bothering with this fork here. And then I can block the horse with a second piece, and freeing up my knight to finish my fork. So this was also a good move. There is a proverb, don't run from a fork. There's really no particular reason to. This is a little bit dangerous, though, letting me kind of break up your castle here, so maybe a move like gold 4-8 would have been better. So I take a piece of the castle, always good to do that over the silver. I mean, gold is usually a little bit better than silver anyways. I considered a move like gold 4-7 here, but the problem with that is after they take and I take, they could drop the gold I've just given them here, and I can't take the rook because it'll be defended by the silver, so I'd have to just run back, and it would end up, a net nothing. I'd just be losing a move, basically. I guess their castle would be in a more awkward position, but the lance is much better, right? The lance, if they take, is what I thought they were going to do. Then I can take this gold, and now I mean, I guess they still right now have a golden hand that they could drop here. So it'd be the same situation, but they'd have one less golden hand, which, you know, lands for a gold is a good trade for me. But surprisingly, they went for this fork here, which I don't think was a very good idea because, you know, if I'm allowed to capture this gold, I immediately have threat mate, right? As we saw in the game, I can checkmate their king immediately, but they will only get a silver in hand, which is not really much. This pawn is stopping their rook from activating, my knight is stopping their horse from being effective, and they can't possibly mate me in like the middle of the board with only a gold, silver, and lance in hand. So we are completely fine in this situation. I could have taken the knight maybe, but I don't know, there's no reason to. I have mate in one, and if they take this promoted lance, I can take the silver, and whatever they stop me with, I can take their rook, and it's game over anyways. So they grab the knight. This is good. Get a horse back in the game, but at this point, unfortunately, it doesn't matter. If they wanted to last a little longer, they should have taken my attacking piece here because, like I said, this is very basic kind of mean of destruction, mate in 5. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed the game, and looking forward to doing the Shogi Wars 100% speedrun. Thanks.